Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. It's funny how with, like, Warlock and Rogue, I'm, like, all struggling and fighting desperately to make it this far, and with Shaman in the arena, it's 4 wins is just kind of like, expected. Admittedly, I'm pretty fond of some of the stuff I have in here. 2 Fire Elementals, 2 Dark Irons, very good. But, I mean, it's still just far from, like, it's not an insane Shaman deck, it's just, like, a pretty decent arena Shaman deck. Okay.
Roll versus Jane.
Mage, that's never good.
You asked for it.
For Doomhammer.
Excuse me. You guys are expensive. Gotta remember this is not the Tavern Brawl with the extra... Do I want to keep the starting hand Fork Lightning? If I ever have to cast it, it'll set me back a lot, but if my opponent gets a crazy rush going, I would be really sorry if I tossed it away. That's the problem. Given that I didn't have enough security of, like, minions to play for the cheap, I felt I had to keep it. Okay. This is a pretty sad start, though. I'm looking at sort of second turn coining out a no mech tech. A no mech tech. That's not good. Or I could coin out Power Mace and kill that guy before he gets out of hand. I'm not going to want to use the last hit, because there's going to be no target for it, but that's a pretty good use of my coin, though. Come on, mech that costs 3 mana or less. This would be a good time for a Harvest Golem. That guy is very threatening. This would be a good time for a Harvest Golem? No, of course not. So, I would be giving up the bonus from this. Here, I have about, what, 7 mechs in here out of 23 cards. There's a pretty reasonable chance I would get one. That would work well with him as well. I'm thinking just make a totem and deal with this guy's killing me for a while. While I have a spell damage totem, I could blast him for 2 and he would lose his obnoxious power. Even 1 damage would be enough that I would then be able to finish him with the Power Mace later. I'm wondering, I've got the mana now and I might not in the future. I think I should do this. Maybe I'll regret it at some point, but his power, right, is... Okay. But yeah, his power of, like, every time she casts a spell, he does his 2-point Arcane Missile. That's unhealthy for me. It would be negative. Secret, probably also negative. Noia dropping. Positive. Even if he gets Mirror Entity, could be worse. And he didn't. Now, this is probably going to get duplicated, but I'm going to deal with that for now. It's early enough in the game, she still has to cast them. Like, could be an issue there. So I may regret that thoroughly, but for now, short-term win. Gotta not do that thumbs up thing. Yeah, that would have been good while I had a 3-attack weapon. Oh well. Now this guy would be a 6/6, which is actually pretty good. This guy would become pretty vulnerable after I kill him with these 2, but it's worth it if I have a 6/6 now, isn't it? On the other hand, I could play him, get a 4/4 and a spare part, then still kill him with these guys, and then get a totem? Is that better? Get AoE down into the ground. I mean, him out as a 6/6 would be pretty good. I do have a bunch of other mechs for this. I've got other stuff I could be doing. I think I'm just going to go with the 6/6.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
She can't cast the other Salamander and a Fireball. If she has a Fireball, she'll take this out. It'll be annoying, but then she's probably not killing him with the other 2 mana, so I can get this thing off. Or Polymorph, plus seeing a Fireball. That's annoying, but not fatal to him, although she might be Flame Striking me later. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have enough mana for this and this, which makes me sad. Because that would be awesome to get the 2 extra damage on him, kill that, and also get my thing. You know what? This guy's still in the way of Buddy here. I could leave that alive and just get this guy out, which would be pretty good. Even if I get Flame Striked, this would trade for 1. No, I'm probably just better off killing this. This is not as important. So, okay. Although if it gets Flame Striked, it's going to be annoying. So I'll maybe make a Totem instead of the Direwolf. I don't need the 1 attack from the Direwolf right now. It wasn't enough to kill that thing. So, Totem it is. Hey, spell damage. Probably not going to help me, but I do technically have... This is a pretty damaging spell with that thing out. I win. When I cast it, I know immediately before the joust whether I won or not, but when my opponent casts it, I can't tell whether or not I got the charge. It wouldn't have that glow. So, I could blast them each for 3 damage for 1 mana, right? And then I could play the Direwolf and use the Air Totem to do 1 damage to finish him off. That's pretty cool. That would leave me with 4 mana. I could just play Tonto here. Yeah, I'm okay with this plan. I mean, it'd be nice to get him out. I could get him out and do this, but then there'd still be an Ogre alive. That seems like a loose end. Can't have that. So, not so random Fork Lightning when there are exactly 2 targets. Zap. And now that I've used your +1 spell damage, I'll just throw you away. Like so much used Totem. I'm going to save Dark Irony here, because... Yes, the taunt takes effect right away, but I mean, she's at full health. That extra 2 damage is not that important right now, whereas later I might want it to kill something. Now, if she has a Flame Strike, I will be sad. Flame Strike. Okay, I'm still mildly sad, but I'll deal with it. I will find a way to live with myself. Oh, that's a pretty good way to live with myself. Sorry, dog. I apologize, but you are not going to make it through that. Actually, hold on. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16. That is damn near lethal, but it is so not lethal, and therefore I'm not doing that. Yeah. So, although I could just kill her and just hit my opponent in the face for 11, 12, 13 damage. That's quite a lot. Yeah, maybe, as much as I want total board control, I don't think it's worth it. I think I can save my wolf and just do a lot of damage. So we're just going to kill that. That is some serious beatings. Flame Strike would still be bad. Flame Strike, she could kill everything. She could Flame Strike, shoot this guy, and then he could have hit this, and all my forces would be dead. But okay, you do serve the Fire Lord. I hope you don't have too many Arcane Missiles in your hand, because they're each doing 5 damage with him out. Nope. I was pretty sure I was winning that one. That went pretty well. You can see why I wasn't super worried about duplicating those guys. That early in the game, it's not that huge a deal, and that guy he is efficient, but he's not so powerful that giving 2 of them to my opponent would crush me. Like if it was a 4/4 for 3, it would have been worse, because he wouldn't have required the spells to support him. In an arena deck, you can't count on them, like the spell minion mix that you need for that. Okay, I don't need all of these in my starting hand, so you're the one who's going to go. I'm going to need a minion. I'm going to keep the Earth Shock because it costs 1. It could save my butt. I'm going to keep the Power Mace because it's amazing. Even if I might have to be more rational about using it without getting the bonus there, but I don't know, I figured I had about a 1 in 3 chance every draw to get a mech that I could use with it, so I figured it was worth holding on to that last use, and it worked out fine. Not crazy overpowered, just fun. totem. Oh. Yeah, you seem acceptable.
Slippery.
I'm going to save my coin. I may have need of it in the future. And I can literally cast any one card in my hand next turn if I have to. That's kind of cool. I've got a lot of choices. What will my opponent do that will somehow defeat all these main choices?
Please.
That is an interesting play, right? Every time, so he's a 2/5. Every time my opponent activates their heroic ability, he's going to return to hand, which will really slow down his tempo because he'd have to be spending 3 mana to recast him. But he's got so much health, he can hit something, and then after being damaged a whole bunch, make a totem, get him back to your hand. That's a lot of like hit points he's recovering. Not worth like lava bursting at this stage. I can't imagine that would be worthwhile. I'm thinking maybe Flesh-Eating Ghoul. Yeah, let's just do Flesh-Eating Ghoul. These guys are kind of on the edge. They're very fragile, but he doesn't one-shot either one of them.
Tadingo! Yeah.
Okay, he's a troll man. When I kill him, the ghoul will get bigger. And let's see. I'm contemplating just lava bursting his arse. It will set me back next turn. Next turn I will only have 3 mana. That's still enough to power mace, but I don't have a mech, so it's not that exciting. But lava burst this guy out of the way. Hit my opponent for 6. 6 is pretty good. Yeah. Otherwise, killing this guy is otherwise going to be too expensive.
I wonder.
I think. I don't think it's going to work out for me. So yeah, we're just going to do that. Probably not ideal. But, is it worth the coin for a totem? I can't imagine it's worth the coin for a totem. And I also can't imagine it's worth Earth-Shocking that guy. If he was already damaged and hadn't been bounced, then I might actually be tempted to, but I figure it may be disincentivizing him to actually mix it up.
Now.
Maybe. He probably doesn't care. Alright. That is a lot of spell damage, but I can't make use of it, because I could coin him out and get these guys to give me 2 spell damage, but I wouldn't have the 1 mana left to do that. So, Power Mace does 3. I could use Power Mace and this guy, kill that. This would be up to 5. That's actually not especially useful unless I wanted to hit her and then coin finish her with the Earth Shock. So that's not great. I could just cut to the chase, coin Dark Iron this guy, kill that. That's a pretty good use for the ghoul. I don't count on him living forever. Let's do that. Next turn I'll have all my mana back. I can Fire Elemental and Earth Shock and stuff. That is adequate. Oh yeah, I won't be able to do this. Next turn I'll just have the 6 mana, but 6 mana is still pretty good. Oh, interesting. Going for the finishing blow. Funny how this happens. Of course, you can't hit me for 2 and then bounce your guy. You can bounce him, or you can hit me for 2, but you can't do both because he doesn't bounce when he's dead. That is a large thing. Somewhat concerning in its how does one say largesse? Yeah. So I can blow him up for 1 mana, or I can kill him with my Power Mace for 3 mana. I don't want to put him out first. I would put him out next turn just before using the Power Mace. Although maybe my opponent wouldn't prioritize killing him. it might be worth the risk to get him out, because then I could Power Mace and have him actually attack right away, which is always cool. So yeah, I could do that, and then blow him up with this, and then just hit my opponent for 3. I don't like using it that way. I could give them spelled power, that's not very useful. I could make a totem, get 2 spell damage, blast something for 3, but like, why? Crap. That I don't need. We're just gonna play this sap. If he's a lower priority to kill, I could potentially have a huge amount of spell damage. I have very few damaging spells, so it would mostly go on this thing, but I could get enough spell damage to blow him up with it. If I am left with stuff alive. Actually, even if I'm not, I could manage. Excuse me. I could go bam, bam, it would have 1 spell damage, and actually no, I need him to be alive, or I have to actually use this to hit it. Which at least the Jormungandr would only hit me back for 5. It's not as ridiculous as like, it's not like the Core Hound, although the Core Hound is much more fragile and would already be dead. Which is why he's better. There's a lot of dudes. It would be nice to be able to use this to kill her. It's a good fit. I want to have a mech out. Use the bonus. Whoa, Mantide. Blech. I have a lot of things that are a priority to get rid of. This is going to be a problem. So I definitely want to do this. And so I could do this and him, and then I would have 3 spell power. This could actually blow something up for 4, which is nice. Then I have to choose what I'm killing out of these guys. But, well, no, I think this is going to work out. Yeah. Spell damage. Thank you for finally updating. I didn't like when I moused over it and it wasn't updated yet. Spell damage. That only hits minions. I could not have used it to finish him, even if I had enough stuff that could attack, which I don't. So I'm thinking I want to keep not get him damaged. I'll take the damage myself. Power base. Kill that thing, so no more free cards. And go. Last time I was in a situation like this in Constructed, the Shaman was like, Lightning Storm? Lightning Storm. And I was like, screw you, you bastard. Ah! Same difference. Yeah, I misread that card, because apparently it does to all minions. And that sucked. Well, I just had a bad day, and he still has all that mana left.
Mind if I roll need?
Now, it does have an overload of 5, so he's not doing as much next turn, but look at my crummy position all of a sudden. Oh, and then I get the Bloodlust, where I could have totally killed him, but now I totally can't. Awesome. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hope that you don't have the Bloodlust. He could have the Bloodlust. Guys, he could have the Bloodlust. I've got better stuff. We have the same number of cards. I better just kill that and try to not die. So tempting to try and leave that alive. I mean, my opponent's not going to leave it alive. Why would I give him the choice of which one to kill? Like, especially if I hit him with it and then he's even lower. He would the only reason that he would leave it alive is if he could Bloodlust enough to just win, which obviously would not benefit me. Uh-oh. So he has a way to finish that? All it would take is an Earth Shock or a Frost Shock, or actually any shock. Shock. Do you not have the extra point of damage for 1 mana to finish him? Because I'm okay with that if you don't. Yes! Give me a very cheap minion so I can do Totem, cheap minion, and him. You are inadequately cheap. Okay. Totem. Taunt Totem. Excellent. That's what I like to see. We're going to do this. Speaking for 6. And hope that enough stuff survives that I can Bloodlust him to death next turn. Bloodlust does tend to do that. does have all his mana back. Last turn was the turn when he was, like, elemental destructioned out. Ow! Guys, this is only 9 damage. I need another source of damage that I don't have. Do 1 damage. Thank you, guys. Source of damage accomplished. Hey, deal 100 damage. It's such an easy guy's quest. How many? I only have 1 Direwolf Alpha? Boy, is he ever like an awesome card for 2 mana. And 6 wins is an awesome arena run. Only 1 loss, so we're still going, at the very least, next time. Please click the like button before it clicks you. And check out Tales from My D&D Campaign on youtube.com/Demonac.